If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm home, when I'm
Good morning and welcome to the Darkmom Consortium for November the 9th, 2020. It's Mom, and I'm on scenic Dranuur. Let's find Ed. I think Ed's here too, but we'll find him in just a moment. Ed, where are you, Ed? Ooh, Ed's not here yet. Well, I'll let him know, since I saw him here earlier. Ooh, let's see if Captain Cuddles is around even better. Admiral Sniffles is around. How appropriate is that? There we go. And so how's everyone doing this morning? I said Admiral Sniffles was appropriate because I woke up with a bit of a sore throat and sniffles, which may have something to do with the fact that so many people were coughing and sneezing in the office on Thursday and Friday. Also may have something to do with the fact that it was like 80 degrees for the last 2 days. And 2 weeks ago I was thinking, I gotta get my winter coat down here and I gotta get my snow boots down here. Good morning, Mad. How are you doing this morning? I'm doing good. I shifted everything from the big room, the living room of my apartment, into the small second bedroom because, as I was just saying, we've had our weather starting to change over to being more like what you would expect for November, i.e. 40 degrees, blustery, damp. And then this weekend was 80 degrees, so what I had done was move all the stuff from the room where it's comfortable for where it's warm, big ceilings and all that good stuff, into the little teeny tiny room where it's comfortable when things are cold. Very small room, relatively low ceiling, carpeting, and of course then it promptly goes to 80 degrees, so no wonder I've got the sniffles. I hope you don't have the sniffles. Thank you, Pie. Pie is contributing to the Mom has to sing Barbie Girl. We've raised 32% of our goal, so I'm still safe for a little bit. However, just in case you guys do manage to raise 500,000 game credits, I've been working actively on translating everything. Thank you, Mad. So now the problem is I've got most of the translation done, but getting it to work out with the rhythm is a whole different thing. I mean, I'm lucky some ways, like Barbie Girl, if Chiffy translated to Plastic Doll is, if I'm remembering right, Mepo, which translates decently, and Barbie and Mepo are okay, but then some of them are like 3 syllables long, and trying to get the meter to go at the right time is not quite there yet. So in other words, I am practicing. But can you guys do it? It's been a week. It's been 25% of the time, and you guys have raised 32%. It's possible. It's possible. Fortunately, let's not do it this week when I'm coughing and sneezing. So Ed and I had a fun weekend, which we will tell you about once he gets here. I am a little bit early on the live stream this morning, and real life does occasionally interfere. And we have plans for the rest of this week, but we were here for the weekend on lovely, scenic Dranuur. If you haven't been to Dranuur, very nice. Obviously, you can go there without having a colony, but once you've got a fleet colony, or at least a fleet colony started, you can come here. All right, who's got it? Goodness gracious, somebody's got it. I did not throw it out. Did I? Oh, maybe I did. Maybe it's up in the bank. Hang on a second. We've managed to get our colony for the Klingons up to tier 5, which is unusual. Let's just put it that way. Not as many people play Klingons as play Federation, and to get all the resources and people together to do this is challenging even when you've got a big fleet.
Morning.
Good morning, Ed. How are you?
I'm fine.
That's good. I can't find my floater. Don't I have a floater for this tune? Maybe I don't have a floater for this. Oh, there it is. I was looking for the wrong floater. No
You
wonder I
have a
couldn't find it.
floater, you need a hoverboard.
I need a hoverboard. Sorry. You know what I meant. I meant the toy I need here. I was looking for my future flyer, and it just occurred to me this tune doesn't have future flyers. So I had to do a little cleaning in my inventory because I had so many so many provisions from the weekend that I could no longer pick up anything, and I couldn't even change out weapons.
Oh! Oh!
So yeah, let's see here. That's 8,000, 16,000, 17,000, 18, 19, 20,000 of everything, roughly. Give or take a bit. So I thought, okay, well, I'll go check the projects for the morning. Well, of course, they got filled immediately. And I don't want to put them in the coffers because that keeps us from filling up the coffers.
Yeah. That too. Okay, if we manage to do fleet projects a day, we have about 12,000 provisions each day that go into the development. So that is an issue that can just disappear soonest.
This is true, but then I'm still going to be stuck with all of the batteries that we don't need at the moment. Ooh, I am not on my game yet this morning. I'm trying to do the provisions game, and I'm not there. Because, you know, what the heck, might as well get some more provisions while I'm at it. So we're going to talk to everybody about what we're doing here, and why we're sitting on 20,000 provisions each and stuff like that. Oh, I didn't even finish that one. Hang on, let me get the last 25 here.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I made some screenshots. That is, I can I have a picture for each shield generator. O where it starts, X where I moved it to, and a picture how it looks.
Awesome.
And also the snippets from the screen are smaller than a full computer screen, so it will be just for pictures, and you have the complete. Just need a little bit of text. Just stay away 30-something centimeters away from the generator. Cover shield, splup. Another cover shield, splup.
Well, I'm on my way back to see you.
Me is on so many windows at this moment.
Yeah.
And Karl Pla was hopping all night, like dancing to keep the map alive.
How did you do that? Just out of curiosity. I had to go to bed at some point.
Gaming keyboard or pads. Some have a key repeat function. That is, you have a key, press once to start the loop, and so it's space with 1,000 milliseconds delay. Repeat.
Got it. Hey.
That is, he's hopping once per second.
And that way...
And the game says, okay, he's online.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I've got to think about that. Well, I'm going to jump tunes for a second because I want to show everybody what this looks like when we haven't started playing with it. So obviously we're on Dranuur Colony.
You can wake up a Federation tune.
I was going to do that. I just got to find one.
Exactly. That's how I made the map snippets for original positions this morning. and the Klingon toon renter the generator, so I have map screenshots where I see, okay, there
Yeah.
an X on the master plan, there an O on the master plan, and then somehow little few graphics wizardry needed, and I could complete well with chat actually.
Well, you do that while I explain what we're doing. So here's the thing, Dranuur Colony, in fact, any of the Fleet Colony projects require provisions. You know, with most of the fleet projects, you have to put into lithium, you have to put in people, sometimes you have to put in materials. With the colony, you need to be able to put in provisions, and provisions are acquired in a couple of ways. The first way you can do it is there is a mini game that's built in at each of the 3 locations, or you can shortcut it here. Okay, here's Dranuur Colony. We have this one fully built up so you can see what it looks like. And it starts out the way that you see it in one of the missions. I know it's one with Geordie. So there are 3 different mini games here: collect ore, collect batteries, and collect luxuries. When you don't have this set up, when it's brand new, you have to travel to 3 different locations, hence having a floater. Having a hoverboard is beneficial. Once you've got this set up, and the 3 games, collect ore is the scanning game from New Romulus, the radiation game. Collecting ore is the dilithium game, the triangle one. Collect batteries is the scanning game from New Romulus, and collect luxuries is the scanning game from collecting omegas for the anniversary event. And you have to go to 3 different locations. So let me see if I've got a floater, or a hoverboard with me. No, I've got a floater. Don't think this toon's got a board. I didn't buy boards for everybody this year. Anyway, I'll ignore that, but yes, there's 3 locations. I'll put up the big map here. Okay, so this is where you collect batteries. I'm sure you can't see that because you can't see that, but it's in the southwest section. To collect the luxury provisions, there's a little inlet over here that's got some orange flowers, which you also can't see. And just behind that, towards the far southeast, is a little bit of what looks like the lithium sticking out of the side, and that's where you collect your ore. And you either can take your little floater across the bay, or you can run. Running takes time, but you can run. Once you've got your colony to a certain point, you can just go talk to the quartermaster, and then the 3 games get a little bit closer. I'm going to pick these up just so I can show you where they are. Alright, and now they don't show up on my map. How cute. How cute they don't show up on my map. Alright. One of them is over here by your friendly Ferengi. And he will let you do the luxury game, which is Omega stabilization. Let's see, the next one will be back up here, if I remember correctly, by the water wheels. This is much faster to do it here than running around. So at this big console, you can play for the batteries, and when you play for the batteries, it is the Romulan radiation game. And last and not least, we have the ore game, which is played over here at the, is this the bar? It's one of the bars. No, this is a, I have no idea, refinery. Anyway, in here you can play for this one, and this is the dilithium game with the little triangles. But still, that's only, what, 250 if you do it right for each one? And you can do it until you have your 250, and then you're on a 1-hour cooldown, which is a pain in the butt if you want to completely provision a fleet, where we're talking about hundreds of thousands of provisions. Okay, if everybody in the fleet's doing it, that's awesome. But to get everybody to make that time commitment's pretty rough. Hence, you can do the colony sim games. To do the sim requires having a total of 20 people, and you're going to establish 5 of them at each of these generators. So we're going to go show everybody the generators. This is generator number 1, and it is just to the west of the base. This water you can run through. Some of the water you can't run through. Just giving you fair warning. I know this is probably repetitive for some of you. This account does not have Future Flyers Mar Hawkman, because this account was built after that Future Flyer event. For those of you who don't know, when Back to the Future had, was it the 30-year anniversary? They had an event here where you could earn a Future Flyer, which is a short, almost skateboard-like hoverboard, which is really fun. And by the way, there are a couple of TFOs that award provisions to Dranuur Beach Gauntlet, I believe. Am I going the wrong direction? Where is the last generator? Oops, I am going the wrong direction. So you can kind of see why it's not feasible to have one team trying to defend all 4 stations. And where's the last generator? Or sorry, where is the generator number 4? The one that's on the southeast section. Southwest section, my bad. Yeah, I've gone too far. Is it in Muntz Market? Wow. See? The things I don't know. This toon is saving up to buy new ships before it buys floaters and hoverboards, because we can wait a bit for that. Go back. You were there. Pi is telling me where things are. In the 3 cases at the shore. Okie dokie. Back where the battery game is? Oh, there it is. Is that? No. That's not it, though. Probably I'm looking for the generator, not the battery game. This is not the generator. Yeah, I usually get assigned to a different one, so. I shall climb up high and see if I can find it. What the heck is this over here? Ooh, charging batteries, so another place to play the battery game. The generator's on the backside of the colony headquarters. Good morning, Wolfie. No, I'm talking about the generator for the Sims. Here, generator. No, minigames, I know where those are. I play those enough. I'm looking for the... Oh, there it is. I ran right by it. Duh. Here it is. Must have gone over the hill the other way. All right. This is the second one here. SG2. So before you get over to that landing pad, now I'm going to shortcut back to the headquarters. And the easiest way to shortcut in this game is to drown yourself. So I'm going to run out here to some deep water. I still think we need a swimming mission. There we go. So if you drown yourself, you wind up going back here. So that's 2 of them, so you can see why running around here gets tiring. This toon does not have speed bursts. Mar Hawkman, I'm going to tell you I don't play any other games. Here we've got the next generator. This one's easy to get to, so 1 on either side of the headquarters. I barely have time for work in this game. Ooh, that would be pretty. And we're coming up on the last generator over here. So they're all on the running path. You don't have to go off of them. Alright, so what happens is in the game, you would set up your team of 5 people, usually like 2 engies, 2 techs, and a science. All I can say is make sure you've got engineers. And people will take different positions to defend this. You need to keep this from being damaged. Once it's damaged, you can heal it to some extent. You can completely reheal it. And you get a break between every wave. There will be a few waves of an opponent, let's say 5 waves of Breen. Then you get time to decide if you want to go on to the next one, and 5 waves of Salt Vampires, and so on and so forth. There's a total of 30 waves, so 6 different opponents, in increasing difficulty. But once you have a good team and you know what equipment you have, it's pretty fun. Thank you, Wolfie. The problem is, that means gain 20 people, and a lot of times it takes more time to get 20 people, and it doesn't just have to be your fleet, but 20 people, period, is really challenging, especially if you're doing KDF. Hence, moving them, which is what Ed's working on right now. You want to take this generator and you want to move it out of range so that everybody who spawns isn't spawning within range of the generator. So this is a bit of a challenge. It means you're going to move it from, let's say, here. I'm just going to show a pointer's reference to, I don't know, let's say, for example, Ed's giving this specific ones. You want to move it over here. Okay, that's a heck of a distance to move it. And we actually may be moving it further. Especially since you can only move it about 30 centimeters at a time, but I'm going to show you how you do it. First of all, you definitely want to make sure that you've got 2 engineers, Unifriend, or if you've got alternate accounts. Mark where the generator is, and you want to stand between 30 and 40 centimeters away from it, which is right up here. Okay, I'm at 35 centimeters, and what I'm going to do now is activate my cover shield and watch what happens to the generator. It pushes it back. Pushed it back 31 centimeters. So this will take, what, a minute and 15 seconds or so? So you can have 2 engineers do this. And each one can push it, and then you have to wait between them. So you can either have them push at the same time or a couple seconds apart, or alternate. However, I discovered that I have my Gorn push first because he's taller and the shield is slightly higher than it is with this toon. Or with my other toon. So if you've got one that's really tall and one that's really short, you have the tall one go first. You don't want to be any closer than about 30, though, because it won't push it. And sometimes it looks like it didn't push at all. Not to panic. It does. It's just not everyone's visible. So you're going to move that all the way from here, all the way to wherever Ed says you want to move it. But let's say it's going to be over here. This will take about 2 hours. And you're going to do it for each one. In other words, it's going to take time. So let's jump back over to Gornalicious. Obviously, if you can get a number of people to help you with this, it goes a lot faster.
And being in voice chat and chatting.
And being in voice
And
chat and
telling.
chatting.
Yeah, that helps a lot. Have friends in-game.
Yeah,
and,
so you don't go crazy.
Yeah.
All right, so see this generator over here? This was originally the one that was over here. So it was a little, I thought I had it just about an hour, and it wasn't quite right, so we had to finesse it. The problem is going up the hills and stuff. Make sure that you're not going into some of the rocks, because it won't go through the rocks. So I had to move it up to here. Then I was able to take it over here. It goes down rocks pretty darn well.
Yay, plunge!
Yeah, and you do a little push, and then all of a sudden it'll go bump, and it jumped that far. Little push, little push, little push, little push, thump. So it's kind of fun to go down the rocks. But going up the rocks was not as pleasant. So anyway, 2 hours later, I had mine moved. I think Ed was working on his for 6 hours.
I had done one for about 3 hours, and then we had to do another one because we just have with four friends. You still need 4 friends for generators, so it's either 6 hours for everyone at each generator, or it's just 3 hours here and then 3 hours there.
Yes.
Or something in between.
Yes, exactly. So it's a long process to get here. It's not shorter than doing the Sims. The thing is, once you've got them here, as long as one member of the team stays here and conscious, in other words, keeps the game rolling, they'll stay there. So, for me, that meant Saturday night after we'd played for 4 or 5 missions, and I don't know how many more Ed played after that. We'd gotten everything here, and I didn't want to lose all that work for all of us, so I set my alarm to go off every 15 minutes, got up, played with my mouse, made my guide somersault forward, somersault back, and went back to sleep for another 15 minutes. This is not something you want to do, by the way. This is a good way to give yourself a bad headache and get sick. But we kept the map alive.
Yeah!
Yay! So we were able to, first thing on Sunday morning, go back and do it 4 more times, hence 20,000 provisions. Of course, now my overflow is filled and I'm running out of places to put provisions. But the thing is, we're going to do this upgrade. We don't have the upgrade scheduled yet. So each one of these only takes about 7,000 provisions, and we don't want to throw everything in the coffers because the coffers will auto-fill up to 25,000, correct, Ed?
250,000, and then the coffers do not autofill any longer because they are full, and no one can contribute, of course.
So you need to play that little game of dancing between keeping your bank filled to the brim, which mine is, and trying to keep that project going. So it's a little bit of a dance. The problem I have is, though, I've got all of these batteries that I don't need. I mean, 1/3 of what I have is batteries. And unfortunately, let's see if anybody else needs batteries. No, no, no. Let's check the order of the batleth. No, 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 no. Y'all need to lithium. Let's check Gorny Gorn. No, no. To lithium. Who would slot a lithium only project? Seriously. Fleet marks, that's nice. Avengers of Virnot needs fleet marks. Hey, for those of you who are in the fleet, Avengers of Virnot and Gorny Gorn from Gornar need fleet marks. Eternal Defense Fleet needs fleet marks. Hey, Klingons, a lot of people need fleet marks. Of course they need ore. I don't want to get rid of my ore. I want to get rid of my batteries. Batteries are green projects. Imperial Pirates, they don't need it. But they do need marks. Nope, they don't need it either. Everybody needs marks. What a switch. Normally it's the other way around.
Yeah, when some of those fleets, I know Imperial Pirates, and I'm pretty sure Avengers of Virnat, the fleet captains are rather good at farming the lithium. And now it comes to the thing. Yeah, we can get the lithium, but you can't. But now it's a fleet mark thing we are getting into.
And the thing is, these are all bound to character, so I can't even put them in my big community shared bank. Yeah, I wish they'd let us have coffers for other ones. Yeah, doffing every 12-ish minutes is great, but the thing is I was doing this overnight, so this gets to be challenging if you want to sleep. And silly me, I actually wanted to sleep. This was my weekend off, and I was thinking...
How dare you!
Yeah, I know. I was thinking I'd move furniture, which I did. I got everything into my small office. I went out and bought some new storage shelves. Here's the adventure of yesterday after we were done, Ed. I went to get a new storage unit for my computer stuff. Went to the store, picked it up, brought it back home, started to put it together. It's completely broken. Packaged it back up, went back to the store, got it exchanged for another one, checked out the outside to make sure it wasn't broken, brought it back home. It was broken in a different place. I'm just like, I've spent more on the gasoline than the shelves are worth. So just not putting anything heavy on that particular shelf. But at least now all my computer stuff is organized and behind me. Yay. So I better not have any company because there's no room for a bed in the second bedroom. And I don't have a couch they can sleep on. So who knows, maybe I'll have to go ahead and buy more bank slots or something like that. I can't even put the provisions, though, in bank slots, can I, for account bound? They have to be
Of course you can.
but not in account bound.
Into your bank. They are character bound.
Provisions are not... yep, so I can't put them in the account bank. I can only put them in my... I have to buy my own ones, yeah. And they want so much money for them.
Well, maybe that is actually a moment where you might decide, just do the math, but one of those elite, I rarely recommend those, but maybe one of those elite services packs might be what you want.
Like this.
Maybe.
Like the
Maybe,
handy dandy here. This is a once per account claim, and you have to have played the tutorial that I just happen to have one already of that I hadn't opened, I think. So let's see if that's available. All right. Thank you, Ed. I did happen to have one. So let's go see if I can actually open that now. And voila. Oh, thank you, Ed. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So now I can move all of those over there. Bridge officer slots, bank slots, and inventory slots. All right, so let's move that stuff over there. Go. Let's take all. That'll make it easier to play the game. All right. Well, that makes it a little bit easier. Now I've got some maneuvering room here. Ooh. Anyway, so then the other thing you need to do this is you need to have vouchers. And you can get vouchers by buying vouchers.
It's a project.
And we don't have the project running?
Vouchers is just an 8-minute project.
Oh. But where is it? It's not under special and it's not under upgrades.
No, it's a regular development project,
Oh,
kind
okay.
of.
This toon doesn't have both slots, so you can't see it. Okay, my bad. This toon's only a commander. It's not anything higher than that. All right, here. Let's see. Have I got... Oh, I have 4,000 fleet marks on this toon, so... I don't have enough lithium on this toon to pay that off. But I do on a different toon, so I will switch over and put some into this a little bit later. So as I said, as long as somebody stays here and awake, the map will stay here. And you don't have to worry about somebody else coming in here, because if I remember right, this is a fleet map invitation. People can't just magically show up here unless they're invited, correct?
Exactly.
Right.
Your own fleet, of course. They are your homies.
One would hope they're not going to do anything mean to you.
And if you invite people to the map, they exactly will, when they log off and relog, and the map is still there, they will reappear on the map.
Mm-hmm.
But that is well, can create a little bit when you are filling up the map. In earlier days, character 21 on a map goofed the colony invasion ships.
Yes.
But this has been fixed by the developers silently. And when you have a full map and another one tries to enter that map, he gets a new map.
Ah.
So if the map cannot accept more, then it for colony playing, then it doesn't accept more players on it. While the colony invasion is running, yes.
So unfortunately, or fortunately, this map currently only has 8 people that were involved in this big 2-day project of running Sims.
Yeah, I had 2 friends. That is, bring friends from your faction. As Klingons, we are still in our expansion efforts.
Yes, definitely.
Bring friends.
Hey, speaking of, I'm here, might as well show everybody where to go. In waves 19, 29, and 39, a mortar is going to appear up on the top of the headquarters building.
It's 10, 20, 30.
10, 20, and 30, my bad.
Yeah. The Niners are usually start running for the roofer in a live sim. In an AFK sim, actually, I tend to have a roofer just on watch, standing there and waiting for things to happen.
Yeah, so my other toon was just sitting up here waiting, and when 19 would appear, run over here, drop some mines, wait 15 seconds, drop some mines, go back here, give myself a photonic barrier and another type of cover shield, set up a neutronic mortar, set up a sandstorm, and then the mortar would appear about here. Drop some Sompek lightning on it, drop a orbital strike on it, which took care of just about everybody, but if I got desperate or once got killed and Ed had to come save me, thank you, Ed. It's nice having a well-equipped engineer standing right here. But that was about it. If I got really bored, I'd run over and shoot some people and then go back to what I was doing. Hey, Mar Hawkman, the really funny thing about ground consumables is you can go ahead and buy yourself, let's say, 100 power packs for shield batteries. And equip them on yourself. You only have to equip one, but anything that's in your bank magically appears in your inventory as if they're fully equipped. So you'd see in the count that you have 100 of them, even though they're taking up 5 bank slots of 20 each, which is really bizarre. But it works fine if you're off on a long mission and don't want to take up a ton of space. So that's about it for running The Sims. If you want to do it for fun, it can be actually quite fun running it with 20 people. It's just that, as I said, it can take several hours to get everybody there. And often as not, people get bored waiting because it's hard to get everybody set up and with a decent team, so you're not going to lose. So the 6 hours that we spent getting this set up is about the same amount of time and effort it would have taken to get 4 Sims running.
Yeah, and we kept the map alive, and next day, no setup ordeal, just go there and play as much AFK Sims as you can stand and drink as much coffee as you can stand.
Yes, definitely drink
Or
the coffee.
cappuccino.
That too. The funny thing is, though, I have multiple accounts. So I had one account down here, just paying attention occasionally, checking out the mortars over here at the second or where that generator would have been, because occasionally they'll set up mortars here. But since there's nothing to target, it's not a big problem. And then the other one just stood up at the top, and that was it. So I was actually working on a knitting project in between these. You could do anything you want to. And then you can immediately go to the next one. The only limiting factor is the number of vouchers you have. And every voucher is good for 3 Sims, correct?
3 vouchers is good for 1 Sim.
3 vouchers is good for 1 Sim. My bad. I had it backwards. And heck, if you really want to have fun while that's going on, you still can run over and play the mini-games while all this is going on. There's a limit, though, of 1 shot at the mini-games per hour. Is there a limit per day? Is it like a 3 per day?
No. Minigames just have a 1-hour cooldown.
Okay.
And one thing, when you're running AFK Sims, really, some people need to be present and look what happens. When you have opponents that have living pets like
The bugs. The bugs.
blue jills,
Yeah.
with their delvers, or Gorn with their attack sowers, or Fakiri with their tortured souls, or even Hordlings, or, fascinating, Hyrogen with their holo pets, where they set up a holographic generators creating additional opponents on the map. Those pets do not despawn. They run around and try to find something to bite, and that may be your generator.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened to my generator. I ran over there and like, how the heck did... Oh, bugs. So gotta zap them. So you can't be completely oblivious and just let it run by itself.
Yeah, but yes, where would be the fun if it would be really that fully automated? Meanwhile, I'm completing the 4th picture.
Right.
They will appear in our stream chat channel on Discord soon. It's just now making the 4th picture from the 4 generators, where we moved them, and of course a small show off picture how the generator at that new location looks like. It's now just making the pic. Okay, first original, then destination.
By the way, folks, for tomorrow, we're going to start giving Gorny a new ship. I picked up a Voth Bastion flight deck carrier yesterday, and we will unpack it tomorrow and start making a build for it.
And it will be fun.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure. Or else.
Or else, yeah. Well, amazingly, my Tarochi, the Balth, isn't a bad ship. It's a little unwieldy, and yeah, I should have painted it bright yellow. Turn it into a school bus. But for basically being Mark 12 gear, it did a fine job. I switched out some of the game gear and put on the Revolutionary set, because that's all Mark 15. Sorry, Mark 14. And that wasn't bad. It added a little fun to it. In the background, I hear a little musical note. Probably somebody's got wind chimes, but it's at the same pitch as my alarm clock from Saturday night.
Ugh.
So it's just like, my alarm clock's going off. My alarm clock's going off. And what was really funny, though, is I finally fell asleep for one of my 50-minute segments. And one of our old fleet mates, Farnsworth, decided that would be a really good time to call and chat. I'm like, huh? What? He goes, were you asleep? Yeah. It's like 9 o'clock. Yeah, I know. Okay, well, got time to chat? No, I need to go back to sleep.
Yeah. Well, that kind of insomniacs are so unaware of our non-insomniacs needs. So sorry for that. That would be a gross comment.
I can go one day without getting, sometimes 2 days without getting enough sleep, but then day 3 I wind up with a horrendous headache and wind up having to take a day or 2 off of work, which isn't something I can do right now. And as it is, as you can hear me with my kind of rough voice and sniffliness, at least I can work from home. And much as I dislike the concept of people being super paranoid about COVID, I notice the difference. Everybody at work is wearing a mask. People who are sick are supposed to stay home. Last week we had a couple people in deciding not to wear their masks at their desks, coughing and sneezing. And what happens? I have a cold. Go figure. So, but the good thing is I can work from home. We can all work from home for my job. If you've got a cold, work from home. Don't bring it to work. The colds, I think, are just miserable because, we've got a nice warm day out, so you've got a fever on a warm day. You're shaking. You've got on a blanket and a bathrobe, and it's 80 degrees outside. This is wrong. Stay home with your cold, please. Good morning, Umbra. How are you doing? And the problem I've got is, of course, my husband being unwell. I don't want to go home while I've got a cold. So I didn't want to go visit my son yesterday because he's going home to visit my husband tonight, one of these days. And I don't want him to pass the cold on to my husband. That would be It is still early, Umbra. It is. I actually overslept this morning because my alarm clock was still on that 50-minute timeout thing. So instead of going off at 5 o'clock, it went off at 5:50. I'm like, shoot, I've overslept. Which I think is the first time I've overslept on a weekday since I got here. So let's see, we're going on to, we're coming up on month 4 of living here in just a few days. And I will say Indianapolis overall is a very nice place. For only being 200 miles south of Chicago, it's actually completely different weather-wise. It's definitely warmer, more rain, but it's also flatter, so we've got what you'd think would be more mosquito and bug prone, and yet I've had fewer mosquitoes in this area than back home, so go figure. Maybe because we have so many forests back home.
Dun, dun, dun.
How are you doing with your stuff, Ed?
Pictures are ready,
Awesome.
and so I start now moving posting them on our stream chat channel.
Okay.
Dun, dun. Pictures, workspace. Where's my workspace? There.
Yeah, I can stop right.
Okay, I start making it SG1 as the SG3, SG2, SG4.
Okay. Makes sense. By the way, Yeah, dancing Alachi every place. This evening, starting at 7 p.m., we will be doing speed mastering of ships. So if you've got ships in your inventory that you've never mastered and you want to get them done, go get them set up, put in a loadout. It doesn't have to be anything particularly fancy. Get your trade decent enough, and we will team up and go run advanced and elite patrols. Pi and I were testing it out last night. Wanted, Argala both give you decent experience. We found a couple that are just awful for giving experience, so you don't level up very quickly. Ed, do you have a third one you could suggest for that? We tried Search and Rescue. That seemed to be okay.
Search and Rescue actually is the thing where I get most for speed living when I have a high performance damage dealer.
Cool. Okay. Well, we'll put Search and Rescue in there. Those three, and on that should be the 30-minute cooldown most likely. And if not, we will throw in a Borg RA or something like that, because we can repeat those as needed. Plus you get marks for that. Ninth rule, yes. Ninth rule. Thank you, Umbra.
Okay, Mom, it's
Yes.
now in the stream chat channel.
All right.
And I will do a post on our Facebook page that is probably also easy accessible for most people. Okay?
Sounds great. Let's make sure that works. That's taking you to the first image there. Yeah, I think we did ninth rule on Elite or Wanted on Elite. It was Wanted on Elite with DT, and he took his ship from 1 to 6 in one Elite patrol, which was nice. That said, it took a bit of time, so that's always an issue you need to consider as well. So I think I have like a dozen ships on each toon of my regular account that still needed to get leveled up, and nothing on this account until we unpack that ship tomorrow. Wow, 11 people here this morning. I hope you all have your coffee. Or if it's the end of the day for those of you over on Ed's side of the planet, I hope you have a glass of wine. Well, Umbra, the cool thing that we do is because we team up with at least one big damage dealer, for the other ships that are around, they can do minimal damage and still get the XP as long as they get a little involved with it. So, you go and deal damage, let the big guys come in and shoot it up, while you do some healing, go in and find another location, rinse and repeat. Which is why we were able to level up Speed Demon in 3.5 hours from 0 to 65 and do a bunch of her ships at the same time. Or 1 to 65. So yeah, you can go fast when you want to. And she hasn't done anything since, poor thing. And you can run it on Elite too, as long as you've got somebody who can handle Elite. Preferably 2 people who can handle Elite. Though I don't think Elite goes that much faster for the extended length of time it takes. You don't get that much more experience than you do on running Advanced. But it's still pretty fun. Yeah, Pi and I were advancing his ships with 2 of them last night. And probably in an hour, I think. So roughly 15 minutes per. And that's including time to load out different ships. Yeah, if you're going solo, it's usually 3 on advanced. If you're doing it as a team, it's between 1 and 2, depending on who's with you. The biggest problem I have is running the same ship. After about the third ship, my fingers get tired because you're doing repetitive motion. I know we're not doing a lot of gameplay today. We will do some building and some gameplay tomorrow. And obviously patrols tonight. Ship build tomorrow. We'll probably do some ship builds tomorrow night as well. So if you have a ship that you would like to build up, one that's been interesting and you decide it's worth going ahead and spending some money on, let us know and we can chit-chat, talk about it, and see what's going to work for you and what we can do to help out.
I'm now joining actually our stream.
All right.
Because I want to post a link to our to the Facebook post I just made. Darkmom Consortium. No, not that one. The other one.
Not that one. The other one. Pi points out that we can actually run multiple things going on tonight, so we can create different groups and different voice channels. So that if we have like 10 people, we can set up 2 teams of 5, or preferably 3 teams of 3 and 4. Because 5 doesn't actually benefit you that much versus doing 3. Well, Ed's going to finish up what he's doing here, and then I think we're going to be logging off for the morning so I can get ready for work and call in and work from home for a while. Now that I theoretically have everything set up to work remotely, easily. Desk is clean. New surfaces. Computer's clean.
Picture link placed.
All right, so Ed's got the new links up there so everybody can see what's going on with this. And tomorrow we'll be building a ship. Yeah, maybe we can do another sim a little bit later, Ed, today, if we have enough people.
Yeah, I try to keep them up alive.
Mm-hmm. Well, since I'm home, I can actually leave this up and running while I'm working because I don't need that computer at all.
Okay, that makes things relaxed.
Yeah, I'll just keep Gorny over here. Or somebody called him the other day, Gornholio. There's too many good Gorn names. All right, folks, I'm going to call it a morning here. We're going to be back in roughly 11 and a half hours to do some mastery of ships, not leveling, mastery of ships. So get those ships you want to build up and bring them back with you. And we'll do both KDF and Fed, and we can actually go simultaneously with different teams. As long as we got 2 of everybody, we're good.
Yeah, simultaneously says...
All right, everybody. So, on behalf of the Darkmom Consortium, I want to thank everyone who joined us today. You guys rock the planet. I'm not the one who named him Gornholio Mar Hawkman. So, have a great day, everybody. We will talk to you later.
Yeah, and by the way, Jaime Gonzalez is that name I would like most. Okay, everybody, have a good day and recover from this quite a dry stream, but I think we have a lot of cool facts.
Yep, and you should all be able to
stay awesome.
Yes. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Raid 'em pie.